Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, really strong on pole position. And back here, 2019, they went round in a 1:36.702. The conditions here extremely hot. Harry Payne, Mark Wilkes going very well in qualifying as well, as indeed Steve Kershaw had a bit of a nervous hiccup in free practice, but he qualified well. Kevin Cable, Chaz Richardson still have an unsolved problem. But race one got underway. It was never going to be a short, sharp dash because these are long GP races, but alongside Todd Ellis, it was Markus Schlosser and Marcel Fries in the yellow and black. When the lights went out, the Swiss guy shot down the right-hand side, got his nose in front, but Todd Ellis cut back in immediately at Redgate, went through underneath to assume control at the front. Harry Payne, Mark Wilkes were there in third. The Quattro Yamaha, Steve Kershaw, Ryan Charwood bashing fairings with the Christie brothers, who broke away and then moved on Payne into third place. So Sam and Tom Christie, number 34, went really well in this opening race. Kershaw finding himself with a bit of work to do, but of course a lack of track knowledge, not having done as many laps as the others in free practice would have hampered him. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement pulled out quite a gap in the opening stages of the race. The rest of the field in very close formation. Lucas Wies and Thomas Hoffer on the back of the bunch there, the blue and white number 41 outfit. But then Schlosser got his act together, got his head down, and appeared to be winding in Ellis. But Christie had other ideas, moved through at the Melbourne hairpin into second place, would you believe? My goodness me, the Christie boys are having a stellar season, and they were having a great time here at Donington Park. No quarter asked, none given, locked up the rear brake a little bit going into Goddard's, and that allowed Schlosser to regain second place with Harry Payne and Kershaw, line astern, Kershaw and Charwood in fifth. Sam and Tom Christie on the CES Services Yamaha, having a strong ride here, but Harry Payne saw an opportunity and moved through underneath the Christies to slot into third place, and he made the move stick. Kershaw apparently was going with him, but Christies closed the door on Steve Kershaw and Ryan Charwood, but he would live to fight another day, and come back he did. Up the inside, into fourth place went Kershaw and Charwood. Harry Payne, meanwhile, had aspirations to get past the reigning and defending champions, the Swiss pair on the Gustoil Yamaha. Lap times very fast round here. Hot weather, big sticky Avons doing their job. Lucas Wies and Thomas Hofer still there, very much in touch. Kershaw moving out on Harry Payne. No, Harry Payne managed to hold off on the brakes. He and Mark Wilkes very strong, just getting better all the time. Kershaw and Charwood though were fast here. They wanted it. They knew that their speed had been building throughout the World Championship season, and they sensed a good result here at Donington Park on the Quattro Yamaha. Benny Stroud, Kevin Kolsch were fighting off the number 41 Gustoil Yamaha of Lucas Wies. Benny Stroud not having the best ride in this opening race. We know he's capable of quicker than that, and indeed Lucas Wies was to pass the former world champion and move ahead one more place up the standings. So that was into sixth place for Lucas Wies at that moment. Sam and Tom Christie having dropped back a little bit, having a fairly strong ride here, but trailing Kershaw and Harry Payne. But at this moment, ahead of Benny Stroyer, who had got past Lucas Wies again, and these two were having a battle royal, but Stroyer was to prevail at the end of the day and at the finish. Into pit lane came Rupert Archer and Steve Thomas. Very hot conditions here. The rate of attrition not high, actually. It wasn't a big grid, but at the front these three were now really bunched together. Markus Schlosser had closed to within a couple of bike lengths of Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement. He meant business. And it was clear as they approached Goddard's for the last time that Schlosser really wanted it. Ellis kept the door closed. Can he, Todd Ellis? Great job. Checkered flag being waved. It's his victory in race 1. Went to Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement from the defending champions, extending that points lead by a further 5, with Kershaw Charwood third, completing the podium. Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes brought it home fourth. The Chris's, what a race those boys had had. And after them, Benny Stroyer managed to get the better of Lucas Wiesen to complete it and come home 6 ahead of the Gustoil number 41 Yamaha, who in turn was ahead of Rob Biggs and Jake Lowther. Well, that was a good race, and that was only race 1. More coming up, of course. Confirmation of the result: Ellis, Schlosser, Kershaw. Podium just 1.1 seconds splitting the top 3. Payne, Christie, Stroyer, Wiesen, Biggs, Cable, Legurn. Kevin Cable did well. That's the podium. A massive crowd here, of course. World Superbike weekend as race 2 comes to the line. Pole position again, Todd Ellis, race 1 winner. And he and Emmanuel Clement then now 21 points in the lead in the World Championship. This round 6 of 8, 2 more to go, 4 more races, 5 including this one. Double points at Estoril in the final round. A great ride by Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes. Can they go one better this time and make it to the podium? I wonder. The sun beating down here, track temperature very, very high, ambient temperature very high as well. And as the teams leave the grid, another long, long stretch in these conditions. Watch the lights, top left of the picture. Todd Ellis, there Harry Payne, and to the right, out of vision, but you can see him now. The Gustoil Yamaha, Marcus Schlosser, who gets a cracking start down into Redgate then. The Swiss pairing get the drop. Kershaw moving through into third on Harry Payne. Kershaw and Charwood on the Quattro Yamaha looking for second. Almost a bit of fairing kissing there, but they are looking. They're in third. They've got the nose in front. Harry Payne wants it. He's kept it down into Craner Curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outfits line astern. Throw on the inside then. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement. Right down into, there's a problem there for Schlosser, down into third. Harry Payne up to second. And now still a problem. Up to third goes Kershaw. Kershaw and Charwood into third place. Sweeping down then and up towards Coppice. What a start for Todd Ellis. What a start for Schlosser, but something went wrong. He went from first to fourth in one fell swoop on the opening lap. Harry Payne, Mark Wilkes coming into the S's, looking for a good result here. They've just got better and better and better on the Dow 1886 Yamaha. And unbeknown to these crews, the club manager for Dow 1886 has put £2,000 on the table, but Benny Stroyer won't get it because Kevin Kolsch has exited stage left. They got going again, but that's really put any paid to a successful race for them. At the front though, undeterred, Todd Ellis, unaware of what went on behind. £2,000. Harry Payne didn't know that before the start, but somebody might have sent him a WhatsApp message. I don't know. He's at the front now, he's in front, and that is incredible. They lead. Payne and Wilkes lead. Ellis and Clement, first race winners. Third place in very close company, Kershaw and Charwood. Fourth place in equally close company, it's Schlosser and Fries. Have to pause now to get a drop of something, a drop of liquid into me. Job done, I'm refreshed. Into the pits then. Benny Stroyer, Kevin Kolsch, obviously that tumble from the outfit. The young man looking okay, but I'm quite sure he will have rolled down the tarmac and maybe damaged a little bit of his personality. Doesn't stop them at the front. Look at Ellis on the inside, up towards the S's, but Harry Payne very canny, very late on the brakes. My goodness me, how this young man from the Isle of Man has learned his craft in such a short time. Ellis then, look at Kershaw. Kershaw now really, really close. They are so close. It really is a 12-wheeler, a 9-wheeler, I beg your pardon. A 12-wheeler and Schlosser comes up to play. But three outfits so very close. Into Goddard's, round they go. Away down the straight then. Ellis, the quickest man round Donington Park, coming to this round, but that's all going to go out of the window, I can assure you. In these conditions, Kershaw and Charlwood still in third, but hungry for it. Looking backwards from the race leaders. Schlosser still back up the top, down into Craner curves they go. Out of Hollywood, Craner, down towards the old hairpin. They are at it now. The right-hander of the old hairpin, Harry Payne. Scary moment there, but got away with it. Schlosser still hanging on grimly in fourth. Well, what a craftsman he's been. Reigning champion, of course, coming here, but he can see it slipping away. But he does have the knowledge of that double points in Estoril when 50 are on the table for each of the two races. That could put a totally different complexion on things. Harry Payne, Mark Wilkes, number 45. Still firmly in second, but they aspire to go one better, I can tell you. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, is it going to be another double for them? They've done it already. They did it in Spa. They did the double in Spa. Is it going to happen here? Kershaw Charlwood through on Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes at the Melbourne hairpin. Up to second then, Steve Kershaw. He and Ryan Charlwood have been getting better and better and better. The red and white outfit. Small team, they travel together. They have a bit of a family concern going on, but they get on very well socially. It's important. Whereas Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, on the other hand, part of a two-bike team, a much bigger setup, but of course Todd's stepfather Gary Bryan, very much a supporting role in the pits, helping them put the bike together. The Christie boys in there fighting hard. Rob Biggs, Jake Lowther, number 5. Jake jumping in for the day and doing an admirable job. Rupert Archer, Steve Thomas going well this time. In the back of the picture, Kevin Cable, Charlie Richardson, the 111 crew on the L&W Contractors. Look how close these are now. Bunching up again, Schlosser. Schlosser and Fries can only hope that something goes wrong at the front and throws them some crumbs, because at the moment they are firmly entrenched in fourth place. Look at Kershaw. Kershaw then having a look here. And what a look it is. It's a very impressive look. Taking the lead at the Melbourne hairpin. Through on the inside of Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement. And neck they go up towards, trying to return the compliment. Ellis and Clement. Still it's Kershaw there. A long, long way to go in this race still. Harry Payne, a look over the shoulder. That was very Tim Reeves-esque, that look over the shoulder, just to see where Schlosser is, but he's safely out of distance, Harry. Look in front. What you need to do now is close down that second place outfit. Nobody needs to tell him that. He's already got that sussed, I'm sure. Another swig from my glass. It's very hot here in the commentary box, and it's equally hot out there on track, I can assure you. Well, terrific racing here. Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes still hanging on in third. Kershaw Charlwood doing an admirable job out there. Oh, retirement for Rob and Jake. The second of the Santander Salt Cabelco bikes into pit lane with a mechanical. Schlosser now well and truly dropped away. Ellis and Kershaw are going at it hammer and tongs for victory here. Emmanuel Clement just doing an amazing job. Archer and Thomas also out of it. The heat, the pace, the duration taking its toll here on men and or machinery. Well, can Kershaw keep Todd Ellis at bay? We've seen so many times how that young man can make moves late into the race. But Kershaw seems to have gapped him. Pulled out a bit here. Oh, this is Schlosser. Schlosser. Oh, that's a catastrophe for the defending champion. Schlosser into pit lane with a mechanical problem. I have no idea what that is. You can only imagine what's going on. Marcel Fries puts a hand in the air. I don't know, he said. Schlosser shakes his head, waving his hands. The body language telling us everything. Something's wrong here, guys. Until we get the fairing off, we don't know. But what that's done is handed these two at the front all the playing field in the world. They've got Donington Park to go and play, and they are playing for very high stakes. The 2022 FIM Sidecar World Championship, the ultimate stake, and through goes Ellis. Through goes Ellis on Kershaw. Will Kershaw take that line down? I think not. Closing, closing, closing. Down again into the Melbourne hairpin, repaying the compliment. So that's twice he's overtaken to go ahead. Is there going to be another spin of the dice here as they come up to Goddard's this time? Still a fair bit of racing to do here before they and we see the checkered flag. Down to Redgate. Is it going to be here that Todd Ellis pulls another move? Looking at the inside, but Kershaw's been around a while. Very canny Scot, knows what it takes to keep people at bay, and he's going to need all of that track craft and more going into the last lap if, and it's a very big if, he's in the same position. They've now gapped Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes, who are safely, if safe is a word you can use in the world of sidecar racing, in a third place. Kershaw just popping the sidecar wheel up, coming out of Starkey's there and up into Schwantz. Up at Coppice, double apex right-hander here. First apex done and dusted, there's the second one. And now onto the main straight, heads down, everyone tucked in. Ryan Charwood making himself as small as possible up to the LSS's. I'm going to call it the LSS's. That was a Freudian slip, but I'm going to make it stick because he made it stick. The foggy S's for Ellis to make the move, but just then it was the LSS's. At the Melbourne hairpin, Kershaw going the long way round. Is he going to have something up his sleeve coming into Goddard's? He's on the right line, but there's no way through there. He's going to have to leave it for Redgate if indeed he's close enough. Kershaw Charwood. Ellis will have to ride a defensive line here. Here comes Kershaw, here comes Kershaw. He's going to run in on the brakes, and he does, but he's got to keep it tight all the way through to stop down to Hollywood. Here they are, Hollywood now, and then sweeping round into the Craner curves. The right of Craner, across to the left, clipping the dry, weather-beaten grass, and we've had some hot weather in the UK over the last few days. The World Superbike crowd here at Donington Park enthralled by this one. The grandstand still packed, it's still full. A lot of people have made their way home after 3 enthralling World Superbike races, but an awful lot have stayed for this one, and it's top-class sidecar racing at the front. Ellis looking then. He wants double victory here. He wants 25 more points. His pit board will have told him that Schlosser is out of the running. Kershaw, third place in the championship coming here, is going to do himself a power of good if he can bag 25 points here. And he's got every intention of so doing. He's got to keep it tight because Ellis is going to throw everything at it in the closing stages. And on the exit of the Melbourne hairpin, he's up the inside now. Kershaw has got to keep it tight here. Ellis is not going to ask for an invitation. He's got to keep it tight. Here they come then. Down towards a look over the shoulder from Kershaw. Where is it? There it is. Victory for Kershaw Charwood. Checkered flag for them. And what an amazing result for them. Third place, final place on the podium to Harry Payne and Mark Wilkes. And it will be fourth for Sam and Tom Christie. The outfit in view there was the French outfit, the sole French surviving outfit The other guys, of course, turned away at customs. Le Guen and Ruby in 7th place. Kershaw, Ellis, Payne, podium. Christie's, what a race they had. Wiesen, Cable, Le Guen and Ruby with Stroyer and Kulch a DNF.